let's get this started. How's everybody doing? All right, we're live and direct in the building. Couple things today so far. Mayor Lightfoot gets pressured. Looks like she gets that. This reporter is putting that pressure. Is going to put that pressure on her. In case you don't know, Mayor Lightfoot, Lori Lightfoot, the mayor of Chicago, worst mayor ever. Okay. She's at this press conference. We're going to take a look at it. Okay. And a reporter asks her some real questions. Not even about real, obvious, the obvious. And she, from what I understand, does not like it. We're going to take a look at this, together for the first time. All right. Also, Lil Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy. I guess there was a versus this past weekend. Hot 97 is doing the breakdown analysis. Hot 97 New York, for those who don't know. Who asked for this? All right, let's get this thing started, man.
DJ Pearly Q.
They got the streets on fire. And it's them mixtapes, too. That's how it came up. Them mixtapes.
Court boy, sucker.
All right. I hit my hit my buzzer and my horn at the same time by accident, but it's all good. We're live. Be like that sometimes. Excuse me. All right. So what do you guys want to do first? Lil Bow Wow. Lil Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy, good Lord. Versus battle. Or Mayor Lightfoot and Newsmax reporter clash over Chicago crime. I think we'll start with that one. All right, let's get busy. Let's do this. Let me pull up the screen. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Hit that share button, man. You're on YouTube. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and that bell notification button to get notified every time we go live and or upload new content to the YouTube channel. At Pearly Q on all social media. Links to everything in the description. pearlyq.com for links to everything where you can find this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. Apple, Spotify, Google, Amazon. All right. Out here, in here, over there, everywhere. She made it a building. Propaganda time. Let's get started. That was good. Off the cuff intro. I like that. Chop that. Yes, we're going to use that every time. Good thing I'm recording this because, I probably couldn't remember what I just did right there. All right. Let's pull up the screen. All right. And for those listening to the podcast, you want to catch this visual work. All right. Like I said, we do it live on Facebook right now. That's the only place you can catch it live. But for once the Patreon is live, man, you're definitely going to be getting the visuals first on the Patreon. So that's coming soon this week. We're working on that, man. I'm going to get that on and popping here shortly. So that being said, let's take a look at this press conference. Mayor Lightfoot don't like the pressure being asked obvious questions when it comes to crime in her city. Let's go.
Mayor Lightfoot, what I
Can you
think...
introduce yourself, sir?
Yes.
I don't think I'm familiar with you.
William Kelly, I'm...
I can't even start right off the bat. Introduce yourself. Look, and for those who don't know about this lady, all right, for those who don't know about her, she's all about, look, man, she said it. She's on record. I can't even look. The New World Order, she actually said this back when everything started, the pandemic and the protocols, and she was one of those in the forefront, all right, with the enforcement of these protocols. And she said it in a news interview. Look, as far as hiring people to enforce certain certain pandemic protocols. She said it out of her mouth. I can almost remember exactly what she said, but she said, look, we need to, it was a new position or something that they were talking about in regards to this and these new protocols and enforcement. She said, look, we need somebody, okay, that's gonna be down with the New World Order. She didn't say it like that, but that's what she said, New World Order. She said somebody that's gonna basically knows what this is. It's gonna be, I got to look it up now. But basically say, yo, we need somebody that's going to be rolling with the New World Order because this is what it is. This is what we doing. And, basically, all right. And again, she didn't say it just like that, but she did say that, New World Order. And we need people who understand that this is where we're going with this. Basically, look, this lady is she's a trip, man. But look, she's just an example of what's going on out here. All right. And again, what these other people, again, like her, look, she's low level. She's mayor of Chicago. Okay? If it wasn't Chicago, you wouldn't know who she was. But this is an example. Okay? Let me keep it going. My bad. Let me keep it going.
I'm with Newsmax. What I think everybody knows, but you didn't mention, I don't think any of your speakers here today mentioned it, is the reason why the hotels are empty, the reason why the storefronts are closed, is because of fear of violent crime.
No,
Sir, if I may ask my question, it's a simple question.
I will respond.
There's a pregnant woman was shot at a hotel across the street from here last week at 4 p.m. Of course, we have this horrific Juneteenth, 50-some shootings. A young Hispanic couple pulled from their car and shot execution style. This video has gone viral. I don't think we've had any arrests in this case yet. A tourist.
You gotta stop. All right. Yeah. For those who haven't looked, man, Chicago is nuts. All right. Just like Minneapolis is nuts with the crime. But yeah, Chicago, in case you guys didn't hear about look, I heard about it. I was watching, I think, Hassan Campbell, you hear about these things you don't hear about in mainstream media. Okay. And for those who are, look, if you're looking at her face, I have it. All right. That's how he's gotten, he's just halfway through his list. I don't know. I haven't even heard this whole thing yet, but he just ran off 10 instances of violent crime in the last week or two, in her face. She's one of those, again, pay attention to these people, man. This is my opinion. Pay attention to people like her because she works. If she's like this, imagine what the people that she works for, all right, are like and are thinking and are doing. Okay. She ain't, she's getting her orders from somewhere else. Okay, she's a worker. So when you see these, that's how I approach this. That's how I look and disseminate things. When I see people like this, I watch them closely and I pay attention because they give you an insight into, who's really pulling the strings. Just a little, but that's why she's like an extreme example. She's horrible. So imagine what the people she works for are like. That's my opinion on that. That's how I, again, that's how I'm able to look at things and try to, again, disseminate the information and make sense of it the best way I can. This is how I look at these things. All right. But she is very, very upset that he has the look on her face. Again, this is me speculating. The look on her face. She's very, very angry. Look at her face right here. She's angry that this man even has the gall to bring. That's the attitude of these people. Make no mistake about it, man. You ain't supposed to. This guy is out of pocket. She don't like it because she thinks. Yeah, she thinks. You ain't supposed to be talking to me like this. You ain't supposed to ask me these questions. This is their attitude. Okay, and you can see it when you look at them. That's why you got to watch them and look at them. Yeah, listen to what they say. I mean, 99.9% of what they say is BS. But, again, the truth always comes out. So you got to know how to disseminate the truth from the BS. All right. And the way you do that, I heard Brian, I was watching Brian, High Impact Flicks. Look, he said it. He made a very good point. He said, look, he basically said, don't believe the hype. And, Public Enemy told us this. But he basically said, look, don't get caught up. Don't check in to the cults of personality. That's what he said. Don't check in. Watch these people, get the information because you have to. You got to know what's going on. But don't check in. No matter what side it is. If it's supposed to be the good, just don't check all the way in, man. You got to watch these people from a distance. You got to watch what they do and make, your determinations independently and accordingly. That's how I look at these things and these people. All right, let's keep going.
Came to Chicago and was stabbed in the back and murdered on Juneteenth here in the forest. Came to Chicago.
All right, let me bring this back just a little bit here. Hang on. So we get the whole question, the whole statement. Wasn't a question. He's just stating facts right here. In her face, priceless, man.
A tourist came to Chicago and was stabbed in the back and murdered on Juneteenth here in the city of Chicago. Our police chief referred to the location of the stabbing as a homeless camp. Last time, I was born and raised in Chicago. I always considered it to be the financial district of Chicago, not a homeless camp.
You have a question, sir?
Yeah. So my question is, do you feel personally?
All right. And see, again, the attitude. And for those watching the video, if you're watching, and that's what I mean, you got to watch these people. Okay. Their body language. All right. She's got this weird, because they have the camera for those listening. Okay. On the podcast, they have the camera. Most of this here, when he's asking the questions, they have the camera tight in on her face, like they usually do most press conferences. Right. And she has this weird, she's like twitching.
My question is, do you feel personally responsible to be the financial district of Chicago?
Hang on. They zoomed out. Hang on. I'm trying to bring it back so I can see. But when you're watching the video, bring it back. All right. Not only is she watch her, she's twitching. Okay. Now I turned off the sound. If you watch her head has slight movement to it, like back and forth, like bobbling, but very slight. It's weird, but it's constant. Y'all let me know. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I just got, the coffee's good this morning. I'm drinking my first cup and I made it strong this morning, but I'm watching her. Okay. I'm watching her head. Now, not only is her head seem to be twitching, but and her eyes, look, these people are strange, man. And she looks, I mean, come on, if y'all know who Lightfoot is. She literally looks like Beetlejuice. All right. Y'all seen the memes. She reminds you of Beetlejuice. Okay. That's what she looks like. But, and not only her head, okay, but she's doing this thing with her fingers. It's this constant movement, this rubbing, back and forth with her fingers, which is very odd to me. It's it's weird. So when you're watching a video, bring it back and look at it. Okay. I'm gonna let it play here. And then, and then you got hang on. Let me bring it back one more time for you guys so you can see for a second here. Because the whole time he's asking questions, man. So yeah, turn off the sound and just look at her, what she's doing. Look at her fingers. What is that? What are you doing, lady? Look at her head. She's twitching. Look at her eyes. It's very strange. And then you got the person behind her with the with the side language, with the stabbing motion. Oh my gosh. I just can't with these people. All right, let's keep going though with the reporter. Turn the sound back on for you guys. Let's see. Come on. My mouse isn't working right.
Do you feel personally?
Okay.
Question, sir?
Yeah. So district of Chicago, not a homeless camp.
You have a question, sir?
Yeah. So my question is, do you feel personally responsible for your rhetoric, your heated rhetoric is responsible for this off the charts violent crime in the city of Chicago?
So,
Several questions. Oh, no, I have a follow-up. No, I only asked one question.
Okay. So,
White reporter in the house.
So that's funny. So before, very simple, straightforward question. Do you feel responsible for what's going on in your city as the mayor? Before she could even respond, her flunkies in the background are, well, that was more than one question, blah, blah, blah. Like, the cape, they come in, they cape up, all right, and protect their boss. Very interesting. Didn't even, so it's like, shoot, they don't even want, not even going to let her answer. Well, because they know there's no good answer for that. Like, what are you going to say? You going to tell the truth? Let's see.
so you know what? That's not appropriate, sir. If you look around you, sir, you're surrounded by white reporters. So I really ask you to
Just answer the question. See, that's what I mean. They already with the deflection. Look, that's what they do. They deflect, man. They know how to deflect some shit with the quickness. He made a joke about, the white reporter in the house, and they're being all, hey, don't do that. Come on, lady. We're talking about hundreds of people being killed. I mean, literally, they're at like 100 something so far with the shooting. Well, with the shootings, and the people, the total. And then, like he said, you got these crazy instances. This young couple happened to be Latino, were pulled out of their car for some reason, and they shot. They shot and killed them. Like, again, what's going on? Like, what's going on, mayor person? Do you have any comment on this? Let's see what she says.
do
you
hold
feel
on,
responsible?
Sir. Let me answer the question that you've already asked. So I don't know where you're from. I know what magazine you're from, and I know what your conservative viewpoints are. But on almost every question that you ask, you had the facts wrong. So here's what I will say in answer to about the 15 questions that you just asked.
What was wrong? See, right there, she's lying. Like, they can't help it. They cannot help it. It's funny. I haven't seen this. I'm going through this for the first time live with y'all. That's what I do, okay? When I come across things like this, I do not look at it. I put a pin in it, and I'm like, all right, we're going to go over that. And I look at it for the first time with you guys, live on the show. And so that's why, so it's my first time seeing this. And so right there, that man just went down a list, okay, of the violent crimes that have been happening in Chicago over the past couple of weeks. And she said, well, what you said wasn't true? Why? What are you talking about, lady? These people, I don't even think they're to the point where they don't even understand, like, they don't even understand how much they're lying anymore, I don't think. Like, how could you even say that? He did not say anything that was untrue. Everything he said was true about the violence. That's all he said. He stated facts. You got this going on, this happened, Juneteenth incidents, shootings, this happened, tourist was attacked and killed and stabbed in the back. That's all facts. That's all facts. And she said, wait a minute, I got to bring that back. Because, wait a minute, what did she say?
That you asked, you had the facts wrong. So here's what I...
Yo, what's wrong with these people? Y'all let me know in the comments, man. What's wrong with these people? How do you have the facts wrong? Anyway, it's not. Don't get caught up in that. We know that's what I'm saying. That's what they want you to do. I guess they're like, well, we'll just confuse them. We'll lie straight to their face and confuse them. And while you're trying to figure out why they're lying, they run off.
I will say in answer to about the 15 questions that you just asked. No one thinks that a single act of violence is ever acceptable, least of all me. The hotels are where they are here in Chicago as they are across the country because of economic shutdown related to COVID-19. So that the premise of your very first question is fundamentally flawed and wrong. And you can have your opinion on it, but I got the facts.
What did she just say? The hotel. What does that have something to... He said somebody got stabbed. He's talking about the violence. And she's talking about COVID protocol, which, again, she was one of those people that was, in the forefront, raising their hand, talking about enforcement. We're going to put you in jail. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Now, it's funny. That was only a year. What was that? Wasn't that long ago. Now look at Chicago. That's what I mean. They were talking about, locking you and me up for violating protocol. She was one of those people that was, gung-ho about that shit. Lockdowns and the curfews and all that stuff. She was all gung-ho, all right? And now that the thugs have taken, it was already bad in Chicago, but now that it's worse, it is. It's literally worse. If you look at the stats, it's worse this year versus last year, especially this summer so far. So, so again, this is an example of, we're going to blame it on the boogeyman, all right? So instead of answering the man's question, she automatically goes to, it's because of the COVID. Again, I don't understand. COVID's killing people with knives and guns? No, of course not. But that's what is she saying? You guys, I don't know. Somebody let me know. Am I missing something here? Let me keep going.
And what we're here to celebrate is the reopening of our city, the great enthusiasm that our residents and our tourists have. If you look at the actual facts, sir, what you're going to find is that on our weekends, when people are engaging in leisure travel, our hotels are seeing unprecedented levels of occupancy, in some instances higher than pre-pandemic. I think that speaks to the nature of our city and the value that people place in being here in the city. Another data point that maybe you're not aware of, but I will share with you. Over the course of this pandemic, we've had 32 plus relocations of corporate businesses to the city of Chicago, businesses that could have relocated anywhere but chose Chicago. Why? Because we have a great economy. We have a diversity of our economy. We have a great...
I don't know about that. Why would you relocate to Chicago? Sounds sus. That sounds sus. You relocating to Chicago now? Okay. Yeah, they must have gave you an incentive.
Workforce, and they're happy to be here because of the values that they find in the city of Chicago. So the premise of your question, which is it's chaos everywhere, and the fact of the matter is, sir, which you also didn't point out, but I will, so we get this straight, is that we're actually seeing a decline.
Let's get this straight. Yeah, please. I'm trying to hurry. I'm trying to let her get through it because she just flat out deflecting and lying at the same time. But let's keep going.
In homicides and shootings. Yes, sir.
Sir, we are done.
Sir. Okay.
Here's my question. Here's my follow-up
We're
question.
done.
No. Let him
No,
answer.
listen to her people. No, we're done. She did not answer the very simple question. She went through all that. Hotels are doing business again, blah, 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 blah. He didn't ask about the hotel business. He said, do you feel any responsibility for this chaotic situation in your city right now? That was a simple question. And she over here talking about tourist data, hotel data improvement, hotel improvement, business improvement. What, lady? Yo, it's crazy in your city right now with the violence. What are you talking about? Let me keep going here. And then they swoop in and see how those people are. Look, all these people, I'm telling you, listen, this is what I'm saying. Y'all gotta really pay attention. If you're not aware, you gotta pay attention. Because all these people in this political, game, they know what it is, man. That's what I mean. You hear her flunkies in the background. No, we're done here. We're done. Like they're not gonna let her. Like they're trying to protect her. Okay? Again, from answering a simple question. And she's not going to answer it. I mean, she's obviously, she didn't, she just, she ignored the question and started talking about some other shit. But even, that's what I mean. You got to look, pay attention, these people. Pay attention. All right? Watch what they do.
His follow-up question so he doesn't claim that somehow we're being biased and slighting the guy from Newsmax. Please, sir, it's 6:30 going on 7. Ask your follow-up question.
Well, my follow-up question is simply this.
Follow-up, but she didn't answer the first question. So you see what just happened? That's what they do, okay? But this is, if you watch these people, you've seen it. You've seen it time and time again. That's what, you ask them a question, and they go on with the gibberish. and they make you forget. And then, so she went on with some gibberish. He asked her a very simple question: do you feel responsible, for the uptick in the violent crime in your city? And she went on with some gibberish. And then she goes, all right, now what's your follow-up question?
Many residents in Chicago feel that you've lost control. The question is simply this. Many residents in Chicago feel that you've lost control of the city. Now it appears as though you've lost control of the Chicago City Council. Do you owe an apology to the victims of violent crime, the thousands of unsolved shootings and murders and stabbings and random stabbings in the downtown and the south side and the north side and the west side? Do you owe these people any apology?
So once again, sir, I ask you to get your facts right. Crime is not out of control in our city. In fact, crime is on the decline. All of our major indices showed a decline in crime, and our homicides and our shootings year over year are down. That's a fact, sir. And you, sir, I was polite and allowed you to spew your rhetoric, which is offensive to me and others, but I'm trying to be polite and professional and answer your question. But if you want to write your own narrative and irrelevant to what I'm going to say and what the facts are, then we'll just move on to the next reporter. Heather Sharon.
Most experts tell us not.
Funny. That's funny. Hang on, let me turn it. So very interesting there. But see, this is why, this is why nothing gets to, when people really need to stop checking in, all right, as Brian said this morning on High, but you can't check in. You can't, the left, look, I respect, again, I follow, there are good content creators on both sides, right? And so for me, I can watch people on both sides of this left versus right thing, Republican Democrat thing, that game. I can watch these people and get the information, okay, and disseminate things accordingly. Because I'm not vested in their ideology, okay? So in my opinion, if more people could do that, get the information, get the facts, because both sides have facts, okay? And both sides put their spin on things to a certain degree, I guess, But if you're able to watch everything, and then come up with your own conclusions, I think we would, be able to actually, start solving some issues, start having real dialogue, finding out what the real problem is, looking at the real issues, like people like Lori Lightfoot, like, they're not on our side, like, let me know what you guys think. That's just my thoughts on that right now. Because right there, look, you can't, like, I think, what do they do? Like cast spells when they talk? Cause really, when I watch and I sit there and try to pay attention to them speak, when I say them, I mean people like Lightfoot, you listen to them talk, man. And for me, I come away, yeah, I'm a little dazed. Like I can't get cause you're like, what just happened there? Hey, shout out to my man, Steve Boyd, checking in. What's up? Good morning, brother. So yeah, and right now I'm like, yeah, I kind of, it takes me a minute to get, it's kind of like a fog, a hazy fog. When you listen to these people, the longer you listen to them, I think the more foggy your mind gets. It's the way they talk. I don't think that's by accident. And again, I'm just look, this is just me, like, being honest with you guys. Like, I'm like, what? Really? I listen to that lady talk? Like, usually I don't listen to them like that. I listen to a little bit and then, but yeah, and and it kind of makes sense now how people get caught in the quagmire. Okay. And like, you kind of get stuck, in that, in whatever ideology on whatever side. Like, that's what I mean. That's where all the divisiveness comes from, in my opinion. You get stuck in the left, side of whatever ideology, right? Or the right side, or, you're stuck in that. It's like, and everybody's pointing fingers, all right? No, you're wrong. You're, whatever. And you can't get out. And if you can't get yourself out of that, that's what I mean. See, I try to stay, above that. I'm not in that. Again, I watch from a safe distance. I watch and listen from a safe distance. You cannot get in the middle of that stuff because, in my opinion, because then you just, you get stuck in it. Okay. You get stuck in it and there's no hope of any kind of real, progress or anything. That's what I mean. Any kind of real dialogue. Once you're stuck in that, it's just back and forth. Okay. From what I see. Cause again, I watch a lot of these people. I curate my content from a lot of different sources. Some of them are like-minded like myself. Look, man, I don't have a dog in that fight when it comes to left, right, Republican, Democrat, conservative, liberal. I don't. Those labels are very broad stroking and very, and it's just, that's not it. Okay. That's not what I'm about. That's, I'm not going to, again, get myself stuck in that. Any label like that, any side of whatever. That's what I mean. For me, that's planting yourself, and there's no room for, constructive, any kind of constructive, progress or dialogue is the word I'm looking for, constructive dialogue, etc. Once you get planted in one side or the other, in my opinion, you're kind of stuck there. Unless that's what I mean. I don't know how that works. How you be stuck in whatever side and then move. That's what I mean. You can't do that because then people say, oh, well, you were this way. You were whatever yesterday and now you're this. So that's what I mean. So planting yourself on one side or the other kind of, you kind of shoot yourself in the foot. I mean, you're just stuck there. Okay. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys. I'm kind of rambling. That's what I do. I kind of try to figure things out with y'all. So I appreciate y'all watching on, following and watching on social media and, participating because, that's what we do this. We definitely need the feedback. All right. Now, let's move on to our next. I don't even know what to call this. Next.